All right. Good morning. Welcome to the 10:30 live video. I don't know if anybody will be dropping in out and about this early in the day, but hopefully you had a fantastic spring break. Going to answer a few quick questions before anybody does get logged in, just in case somebody watches this back later, because I'm going to leave the links in my on the Monday page. Andy Harper. Hey, hey, hey. Um, Today, your only assignment is to make a book choice and to leave a comment as to why you made that book choice. It doesn't have to be, just the most incredible reason that's ever existed. Just the reason why you made that choice. That's today's assignment. Tomorrow, you guys will be choosing your after you find out which book you got, you guys will be choosing your final project for that book. There are four possible final projects. They are all, to me, really, really awesome, especially when they're done correctly. And so, yeah. Um, if you guys are having trouble with any of that stuff, please make sure that you're emailing or messaging me or doing any of that stuff to let me know so that I can try my best to take care of that. Um, After we get through all that, we'll then start reading the book, whether you chose Percy Jackson or The Phantom Tollbooth. We will start reading the book. We will make our way through it. And the goal is to finish with a little bit of time to spare so that we can watch the movie that goes with each of the books and so that we can do final project presentations. But that's the plan. But today's stuff, all you really need to be doing today is making sure you make a selection. That's just choosing one of the two books. And then once you've done that, all you have to do is just leave a comment on today's announcement, the Monday announcement, just saying why you picked it, what intrigued you about it, why you chose that particular book, or anything like that. So, yeah. It's a very simple day, very simple. Jump back into what is now going to be, I guess, the new normal, since they have finally announced that we will not be heading back to the classroom. Um, so, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting um, period of time for sure. But I'm very anxious to see which book each class chooses to read, and also see which class chooses Percy Jackson and which class chooses the Phantom Tollbooth. Usually, like I've said in the past, I've had every class choose Percy Jackson. That's happened once or twice before. I've had every class but one choose Percy Jackson before, and that's pretty much how it goes. Is that Percy Jackson tends to win out over the others. Um, but yeah, so just let me know if you have any questions about those two, anything like that. Let's see. Um, but if you have any other questions, anything like that, please feel free to ask them. You can always email me, comment in the Google Classroom page, anything like that. Today, one of the big things was being able to check your Infinite Campus. Hopefully, most of you guys either know how to do that or someone has told you before. Excuse me. And if they haven't, then hopefully the video that I posted today can help you guys with that. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose. Can't keep sniffling during the video. But that was one of the main goals for today, was to make sure that you can check your Infinite Campus, that you know how to look at that, so you know whether you've taken care of everything you need to take care of, be it grades or anything like that. Um, so yeah, hopefully you're able to do that today. See if you have anything that you have not completed, anything you need to catch up on. Um, and yeah, hopefully everybody was able to do that fairly easily. Um, and if someone is having issues, then they can always send me a video or sorry, an email or a comment on the Google Classroom or anything like that. Anything to help out with anything like that. Whew. It's tough to get back into the groove. I will say that. Um, and sure everything was prepared. Had to work a couple days over spring break to make sure everything was ready to go. That all the lessons were on there. Um, but hopefully everything is there and ready to go. I see that people are making their book selection and they're commenting, so that is good. Um, hopefully you guys will continue to do that because today is the only day to vote for your book. If you come in tomorrow and you do that, that's fine. It's still an assignment, but the decision will have already been made. So let's say you're in first period and you log in tomorrow and you vote for a book. Uh, it will have already been decided because I'll know by around 5 o'clock this afternoon which book we're going to be reading, and I'll probably post it in each classroom, which book each class will be reading. So it still is an assignment. So if you're not getting logged in till tomorrow, you'll still need to comment why you would have chosen the book you selected. But you obviously, your vote will not have anything to do with which book we choose. As of this current moment, I can actually check and see the selections. Percy Jackson was winning big this morning in all of the classes. So I will check and see really quickly. In first period, we've had about 10 people respond, and 8 of them want Percy Jackson. So it seems like first period, it would take a big change in first period. In fourth period, not many people have responded, but so far most of them have chosen Percy Jackson. In fifth period, we only had one person respond. And in seventh period, it's the exact same as fourth period. Not many people have responded, but most of them have selected Percy Jackson. So uh, it will probably be a lot like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I taught just Percy Jackson through it. And like I've said in the videos for them, both of the books are fantastic. I really enjoy both of them. And I obviously wouldn't drag myself through a month with a book without at least liking it fairly well. But Percy Jackson does tend to get selected a fair bit more by middle school students, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But anyway, I hope everyone's spring break was great. I know you can't really go out and do much and travel the way we normally would on spring break, but hopefully you were able to do something that got you to relax, that got you to feel like you weren't going through the same daily grind. I will say that Thursday, most of Saturday, and uh, Thursday, Saturday, and most of Sunday um, was spent getting ready for the next several weeks, getting ready to read the story that we're going to be going into. Um, but hopefully, you guys are fairly prepared. As always with these videos, we do one at 10:30, at 1:30, and at 3 o'clock to answer any questions that go along with the assignments that have been posted, um, or any questions you have from what's on the Google Classroom and stuff like that. So be on here another 6 minutes or so till 10:45. Trying to take care of that, and then we will be back at 1:30 and 3 to try and help with anything. Like I said, there's not a ton today that should really stretch you guys. It should do a lot. You're just choosing the book we'll be going over for the book study in each of my classes. You guys will be voting for that, and you'll be commenting why you chose that. That's the only big assignment. Uh, for those of you who've been keeping up, those of you who have not kept up with your stuff, you guys will need to be checking that Infinite Campus and seeing where you're at in terms of what's been turned in, what hasn't been turned in, because some of you guys today is going to need to be a lot like several of the upcoming days in that you need to use it catch up because you didn't do anything the first 2 weeks we were on distance learning, even though there were assignments from that. None of them were huge, but if you didn't do them at all, then they can start to add up as we go along. I did have a student ask me earlier, Mr. McCole, I don't have the book, and we're not in, um, we're not going to be in a classroom. So how will I get the book? I'll be posting the chapters uh, as we go along, and that way you guys will all have access to it. If we were doing this in the classroom, if it was normal class time, I do have classroom copies of all the books that we could possibly choose. But obviously, we can't use that as we go along. So this will be the next best thing. I'll post the chapter we need to read for that day. I might post a link to an audiobook version if you want to listen to it. But that's how we'll go through these books. We'll go through them about 1 to 2 chapters a day for most days. Most of the assignments when we're reading will be just reading checks to make sure you're paying attention, stuff like that. So it won't be anything huge. It'll be mostly dedicated to just getting through the reading. And then we'll probably every 5 chapters or so, we'll have a small quiz just to check on all that. And then at the end of the book, there for whichever book you choose, at the end of the book, there is a final project that will be worth 200 points that um, we'll be grading and going over. We get to there, but you will have the entirety of the time we're reading the book to work on that final project. You'll have from tomorrow. You'll learn about the final project. That's part of tomorrow's assignment. You'll have all the way through the end of the book, which I have. If everything goes perfectly and we don't have to slow down, which is very likely, every year we have to go a little slower than I think. But if everything goes well, we'll finish whichever book you choose at the end of the first week in May, which means you have, like I said, you'll learn about the final project tomorrow. So you'll have exactly a month to work on them, 4 weeks to work on that final project. So even though it's a big grade, even though some of them are kind of a big project, you'll have plenty of time. It shouldn't worry anybody. It should be fairly simple to take care of. And as always, you guys can message me on here or, well, not through YouTube. I guess you could message me on YouTube, but I don't know if I get it as quickly as if you just send me a normal email or comment on the Google Classroom to make that happen. Anyway, in about 2 minutes, we'll be logging off. As I said earlier, if for some reason you're watching this video later on, you're not watching the live video, then the big thing today is making that book selection, telling me why you made the book selection, and then going back and checking your Infinite Campus, going through the tutorial I gave you guys to see how your grades look, how you guys have done, if you've gotten everything put in there that you need to put in there. But before I go, any questions on anything that doesn't make sense, anything that it makes perfect sense, and you just want to tell me that, yeah, it was easy, I was able to do that, anything like that, um, now would be the time to ask because I'm probably about to log out. Uh, and yeah, have to see if anything is being turned in. Um, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and log off, guys. One last time, the big things today: make sure you choose a book for your class. Make sure you vote. All right. Today's the only day you'll have to vote. Tomorrow, your book will be selected. Make sure you leave a comment on the announcement saying why you chose that book. It doesn't have to be anything incredible. Make sure you do that. And then once you're done with that, check your Infinite Campus, follow the instructions, check your Infinite Campus, and see if you have taken care of everything that you may have. That you don't have any incompletes on your in the grade book. Okay. I hope you guys have a fantastic Monday. I will be back at 1:30, and I will talk to you soon. Uh, Tabitha, do you have a question before I log off, or are you just saying hey? Because if so, hey. Tabitha, this is truly the most you've spoken up to me the entire year just by typing hey right there. Do you have a question, Tabitha? Tabitha with the Peppa Pig picture? Or can I log off? You were just saying hey. Which one? Let me know. Or just don't say anything. And that would also let me know that you don't have a question. All right. I will see you guys at 1:30 and at 3 o'clock. If you have questions between now and then, as always, you can send me an email. You can comment on my Google Classroom. I am available all throughout the day, checking my phone, checking emails as I get stuff ready for the next couple days. So, yeah, I will talk to you guys soon.